welcome to our Kanboard Trello Bridge plugin demo. So in this demo, I'll be walking you through how to create a task, assign it to a group or assignee, and also some basic features like dependency, how to create dependencies, grouping features, and sprint and milestone. So currently this is a login page for the Kanboard robot race project. So in order to get access to our plugin, you first have to click on the HTML Gantt on top of the bar. So here you will be able to see currently this is all the tasks that's already created and got transferred onto our Gantt chart view. So first I'm going to walk you through how to create a task. So when you want to create a task within our Gantt chart view, you simply click Add Task. And here, select type as task, description, let's say demo task 1. Category, you can assign it to any category. For here, I'll just do it to economy and assign it to Yixin. And then you can also assign it to a current sprint, but I will walk you on how to create a sprint and assigning it later. So currently, this is all we need for creating a task. You don't have to assign a task to the sprint when you're creating a new task. So I'm gonna just say no sprint for now. Priority, I'm gonna set it to normal. The coloring is related to what priority you're setting it. So for normal, it's gonna be gray on the board. And then I'm gonna say it starts December 7th and it will last 15 days. After clicking save, I should be able to see it here. It's updated and we can see demo task 1 with the correct duration and progress. So that's basically how you create a task. Now I'm going to walk you through some extra features like dark mode. For example, if you want to have a different view, this is a current normal mode. And if you want to use a dark mode, just click on this button on the progress bar. And you should be able to see a more like darkened, different mode. And then for settings, there's a lot of different options. So you can say show progress bar here, and you can drag the progress bar to update the progress. For example, the task we just created has 0 progress, so there's no shading right here. But for other tasks, if you want to change the progress, you can just simply do it by dragging the progress bar. I'm going to set it with default without it because it just affects with how we're reading the Gantt chart right now. And then another important features with this is also show business borders. So when you click on this will just show you the current assignee, how busy they are. So if the border is currently green, that means they are still and not too burn out right now, so they can still have more tasks. However, if it's like orange, this just means that they have already assigned a lot of tasks. And another way to see that is by clicking workload view. So here it will just show you a pop-up with person, like the assignee on the left, and then the task count and workload. So it will also show you the tasks currently, like showing which task is assigned to this person that is making them very overloaded, available, or busy. So yeah, this is the whole list. And then by clicking it again, it will just not show it, so you can just go back to the Gantt view. Another feature that is very important is our group by features. So like I mentioned, you can use different group by, like for example, assignee. So here under eScene, we have the task I just created called demo task 1 right here. And you can see all the other assignees, including unassigned task under all their names. And you can also clasp it by clicking the arrow button. And another one is assigning by category. So here are analytics, UI backend, economy. Yeah, that's where I assigned it. I assigned the demo task 1 to economy, multiplayer, translations, all that. So sprint will be under ungrouped since you can't assign category to sprint. And then you can also group by sprint. So there's sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and no sprint, and our demo task 1 is correctly fall under no sprint currently. And you can also clasp it by clicking on the arrows. And all the sprint will be in purple colors, differentiating from other colors currently. Also, the task is currently colored using the categories. So you can see the little icon on the bottom. So the economy is yellow, translations, it's like pink, multiplayer, purple, and all that. So it'd be easier for the user to differentiate between the categories. And our zoom in, zoom out button also helps if your project is like the expansion is like some have like really short tasks, some have really long tasks. If you want to see the full like task name, sometimes it helps when you like zoom it in, because like if it's too zoomed out, you can't really see the whole task name displayed on top of the task. Another function we have is if you want to drag, like extend this task, you can simply by dragging it left and right to extend the task. So now this task has a longer duration of 122 days. And like if you want to make it shorter, just simply do that. Cover the dependency links part. So this is one of our main features for our Gantt chart. So it's actually quite simple to create a dependency link between tasks. You simply need to move your mouse to the task and then drag this little button on the bottom to connecting the task you want it to be depending on. So since the arrow is pointing from the gray into the blue task, this just means that you have to finish the gray task in order for you to start the blue one. And by linking those two tasks, you actually created an internal link within Kanboard, which means blocks or is blocked by. So by connecting this means gray task blocks the blue task, and blue task is blocked by the gray task. So it's the same if you want to toggle it outside the Kanboard and do it on your own and create the link on using the Kanboard features instead of our Gantt chart. It will work the same. Some of the rules you want to pay attention here is that we have safeguard rules that you won't be able to create a circular dependency link. Like when I try to create it, it just prompts circular dependency detected. And also for sprints, you won't be able to link to sprint together. It just says sprints cannot be linked to other tasks. Another important rule you want to pay attention to is that we only allow tasks on the same level to have dependency links linked together, which means that only parent task can connect it to another parent task. Child task can be connected to a child task under the same parent. A parent task cannot be connected to another child task. You can also toggle it with move dependency with task, and if you just simply don't select it just won't move with it. It's up to your own preference. Another point I want to cover is how to create sprint. So there's actually two ways of creating it. The first way is to do it through add task, and you simply click on sprint, and we will do demo sprint here. And then here you can select different tasks you want to include in your current sprint you just created. I'm just going to add demo task 1 and 2. And you can select the category, priority, everything, time period, and click save. You will be able to see the demo sprint right here. So this is our demo sprint. Let me make it. And then this is our demo task 1 and demo task 2. So it's correctly located under the new sprint we created. So when you click group by sprint, this works too. And then let's go back to none. And also, since we have the sprint is all dependent on how long its child task is. So when you're moving task 2, task 1, our demo sprint, the duration of it is just gonna detect the earliest start date of this current sprint and the latest end date of all its tasks that's included in our current sprint. Another way of having a sprint is that, so when you're creating the task, let's do it as demo task 4. Select a category, assign to, and then so you can select a demo sprint when we're creating a task, which is, I think, more intuitive and user-friendly in this case, because maybe you have already created a sprint and when you're creating a new task, you want to assign it into a current sprint. And let's do the duration for 10 days, starting at December 9th. So now under our demo sprint, you will be able to see the new task we just created, demo task 4, demo task 2, and demo task 1. And you can also toggle the tasks when you double click on demo sprint. Another feature I want to go over after sprint creation is how to create milestone. So it's actually very similar to sprint. So you basically just click on add task and go to milestone. And so for milestone, we only allow the time period to be 1 day long since it's a milestone. And then we can just say milestone demo. You can also assign a category and assign it to one person. So here you should be able to see the milestone. So all our milestone will be in the green icon and the sprint will all be purple. So these are the 2 colors that won't change because it's 2 categories of task type. However, the different other task categories will be using different colors. So yeah, that will be the quick demo for our current plugin. Thank you for watching.